morning and welcome to the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast. I'm Esther.
And I'm Melanie.
And today we're talking about why marketing fails.
Why does marketing fail? Well, in my opinion, I think the main reason why it fails is lack of consistency. People do a great, powering start, and then they stop. They just think, oh, well, I've done enough, and they just don't remain consistent. What about you?
Yeah, definitely. Consistency is key because if you're using digital marketing strategies and digital marketing tools to get your message out and to get your marketing out there, then it can't just be one and done, one weekend, a week-long campaign, and then just think, well, everybody's seen it now. People forget, people don't see it. People need reminders that, something is coming up, that you have XYZ for sale, that you have an event, whatever it is that you're marketing, it's all the same base. You need to have consistent marketing and it needs to be strategic. So having your strategy in place, we have said this time and time again, have a strategy. Don't just send stuff out into the universe without having a follow-up and a strategy in place as to why you are sending that information out there.
I think the confusion that some business owners experience is that, well, I seem to be talking an awful lot all the time, and maybe it's just too much. Maybe I shouldn't be always talking about myself. And I've got to say, I agree with you. It's not the best way to market yourself is to constantly bang on about yourself. The other thing is people tend to use the same images all the time as well, and people stop seeing those after a while. Both of us have got blogs that we've written for ourselves and for other people, and interestingly enough, all you need to do is just change the featured image and maybe a few words around the top, and people will go back to that link and previously maybe they read half or maybe just the first paragraph, but this time, because you've used a different image, and they can see it's been read previously, so obviously it must be good consumable content. Isn't that funny? There's a psychology involved where people go, oh, well, this has been read lots and lots of times, so it must be good.
Yeah.
And hopefully it is, But by changing the image and maybe just a few words around it, even though the title is still the same, people feel that it's something fresh and still as useful as ever.
Yeah, definitely changing some things up. And you can do A/B testing. You can see if one color works better than another, if certain wording works better than others. And always remember that people are in different stages of your sales funnel. They are in different times of whether it's the first time that they're ever seeing you, whether they've seen you for 20 times before that. Whatever it is, they're at a different stage and they might not be ready to buy after just seeing you once. Usually they're not. There's, 5 to 12 times is what they reckon?
Yeah, it's an average of 7 times contact. And that contact to be done anyway. It can be through photos or videos or, reading content.
Emails.
It doesn't have to be just one. Yeah, it doesn't have to just be one method.
Yeah. But definitely changing up your method because your audience may like different things. Okay. I, for example, do not like watching videos without subtitles because I usually watch my videos when, I have to be in a quiet place or, putting the kids to bed or watching TV. So there's other things going on. So you need to have the subtitles. Whereas I'd much prefer to read it as a blog or read it as a short article.
Also, I think another area where marketing fails is that people fail to put up calls to action. They don't say what they want the audience to do. They just assume that the audience will know what to do. And it's not because they're daft or they're crazy or anything like that. It's not always obvious what you want somebody to do. And some platforms like Facebook, for instance, and Instagram give you the option to actually add a call to action, but not all of them do, or not as effectively. So sometimes you just have to put in writing what you want your audience to do. Do you want them to click to learn more, to go to a blog? Do you want them to, you know, analyze or read something before they make a decision? And it's all part of the sales funnel that Esther was mentioning. So it helps people make a decision and goes from awareness, consideration, and conversion. But you really have to tell people how to do that.
Yeah. But not every call to action should be sell, sell, sell.
No.
So you do not have to have contact us, call now, get in touch. Those should not
Buy now.
they should not exclusively be your call to action. There are so many, as Melanie says, read more, click to learn more, ask us a question. All of those.
See menu doesn't mean you're actually purchasing. You're just having a look.
Yeah. Yeah. See other options as to, what you're selling them. So there are so many things that you have to have in mind. And as Melanie touched on earlier, another thing would be the human factor. Be human in your posts, in your marketing. Okay. People like to buy from people. We have said this before as well. People like to buy from people that they know, like, and trust. How can they know, like, and trust you? By not thinking that you're a bot.
Well, yes. And I think people forget to have a conversation. I appreciate we all want to make money, and we all want to have job security. That's ultimately what keeps our houses running and that sort of stuff. But having a conversation with people, asking questions, not actually asking where it betters you, but where it potentially betters your audience, and they start feeling that they can relate with you and connect with you, and they're not constantly feeling, as Esther said, being sold to all the time. So have a think. When was the last time you actually directly asked a question on your social media to your audience?
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to just be social media marketing. It can be your traditional marketing. It can be, if you have a radio campaign or a newspaper campaign, if you just put it out there once, you're not getting your whole entire audience. Like we said, 5 to 12 times, 7 is around the optimal, that people who see what you have put out there will actually respond to that ad. And like I said, some people may be in the closer to the 1 or 2 times that they see it because they're ready to buy. They are, at the point of just going, I need help with this. Where can I get it? And you're the first person that they see, and you come with all your recommendations on your Google My Business reviews and your Facebook reviews. And you come highly recommended by people that they might not even know, but they're ready to buy and they're ripe for the pickings. But if you are going after an audience that doesn't know anything about what it is that you're selling or what it is that you're offering them, it's going to take them longer to trust you. So don't give up after the first one. Don't give up after the first ad that you run on social media either. It takes time.
Another reason why marketing potentially fails is that your offer isn't clear enough. So you may have wonderful calls to actions, but your copy or the wording that you're putting around your offer isn't clear enough. And so what I would recommend there is whatever copy or whatever text you've written is to get to show it to somebody who's a friend, or maybe even somebody else who's in the similar industry as yourself. A lot of people have these relationships, don't they? And just say, so what do you think about this? You'll be amazed actually what kind of feedback you get. Sometimes if you're so stuck in your own business, you don't actually realize what you're doing is right or wrong. Sometimes you need an outside opinion. There's a local enterprise office over here in Ireland who's got mentors that can help you with that sort of thing. And whichever country you're in, there will be a state training body or a mentoring body that you can go to for an affordable sort of viewing, if you like, if you don't want to go to your friends or family or potentially your competitor.
Yeah, definitely. There are so many things that can go wrong, but there are so many ways that you can make it go right. So
Yes.
Focus on what is working. Don't just use one aspect of marketing. Use several, whether it's video, audio, written, images. There are so many that you can use. Use as many of them as possible because your audience isn't all the same, and just enjoy it.
And be consistent. I mean, as much as we encourage you to use different platforms, try to use the amount that you can actually physically manage.
Yes.
Once you start spreading yourself too thinly, then that's just as bad, to be honest. So we'd much prefer if you did 2 or 3 really, really well, less even.
Yeah.
And remember to speak. Then people come to you.
Yeah.
It's amazing when people speak.
So always remember that we are here to answer any of your questions. You can find us on all the social media platforms, and we'll be back next week for more Monday Morning Marketing. Bye-bye.
Ta-ta for now.